Let's be very clear what this is about, okay? Think about what is happening to America. Let's take a break with this and let's refocus for a second. What is happening to America? America is convulsing. There are probably 40 or 50 million illegal immigrants here. The foreign-born population has never been higher. We have been assaulted by wave after wave after wave of unrelenting, uninterrupted, always increasing mass migration from third world, non-white countries. We're losing America. Our cities are filthy. They're chaotic. They're filled with crime. The public transit is inhospitable and unsafe. Housing is unaffordable. Everything is too expensive, largely in part because of this. Wages are stagnant and going down because of the glut of foreign labor coming here. Forget about free trade. All the free trade agreements, bilateral and NAFTA and everything like that, which is sending all the jobs overseas. The country is insolvent. The country is broke. The country is dirty and violent and chaotic. It is too diverse. And if you attempt to enforce the laws or deport the illegals or remigrate the foreigners, you have riots of insane, radical left-wingers, anarchists, and transsexuals that are willing to shoot and kill not only conservatives, but also law enforcement. We have an entire generation that is not breeding. They're not having kids because they are demoralized, because they are depressed, because the women are feminist, because pornography is a scourge, because basic necessities like home ownership are unaffordable, because the job market is frozen, and they're only pulling up the ladder with artificial intelligence. This is the state of America. And none of these people, none of them have talked about any of these issues. You know what Ben Shapiro says about white people in Ohio and Pennsylvania and Michigan and Wisconsin that have been affected by these problems? He says, too bad. You're not promised jobs. You're not promised houses. He said, the only thing you're promised is the adventure of a lifetime, so go work on an oil rig or something. You know what Ben Shapiro said about these problems? He said, I don't give a damn about the browning of America. Really? Because I give a damn about that. I think a lot of people give a damn about that. I think a lot of people that have lived in neighborhoods for generations, cities or states or small towns and cities, I think they care a lot about Springfield, Ohio becoming Haiti, or Minneapolis becoming Somalia, or Dearborn becoming Saudi Arabia, or Los Angeles becoming Mexico, or Miami becoming Cuba. I think a lot of people care a lot about the browning of America. We don't like it.
Yes, and I'm seriously speechless. Everything Nick just said, it's insane. He is literally, you can say whatever you want about Nick, but you can't call this man a liar. Like, for real, he is saying what so many people are thinking, but they're too scared to talk about. And even me, I completely agree with Nick, and I am a legal migrant myself. Can you imagine? I'm not even a real American, and I completely agree with Nick. I also want the United States to be the United States, to stay the United States. It's insane that all these neighborhoods are changing so fast. Like, America should be America. It should, like, have American culture, if you ask me. And shout out to Nick. Like, seriously, this is why people like him. He is speaking facts, man.
But what did the Jewish conservatives have to say about these problems? Oh, yeah. They said you're a conspiracy theorist. They said you're a white nationalist. You're a white supremacist. They're literally counting down the days when white people become a minority. And at the same time that they're victim blaming, at the same time that they're telling white people, get over it. This is a country with non-whites now. This is a country with immigrants that are more American than you because they're not ingrates, because they'll work for slave wages. After they told us, we don't care the country is becoming alien to you. We don't care the country of your ancestors is being killed by the elites. At the same time that they were doing and saying all of this, they were also telling us, We need to give Israel billions of dollars per year. We need to fight Iraq. We need to fight Syria. Now we need to fight Iran. Oh, your problems? That's a conspiracy theory. Oh, you're mad about everything? That's because you're an ingrate. We can't wait for you to be replaced. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Go work on an oil rig. Go do fracking in South Dakota or Texas or something. Get used to your new country. Oh, Israel needs our help? We need to send them all our money and go to war for them immediately. That is the situation. It is inside of this predicament that Donald Trump rose up in 2016. And what was the message? It wasn't the message that you have now, where he says all this nonsense about corporate tax cuts and invading Greenland and invading Venezuela and the rest of it. Let's remember Trump's original message. In 2015, Trump said, I don't want their money. I don't need their money. I am your voice for the forgotten men and women of America. For every parent that dreams for their child, every child that dreams for their future, I will fight for you. I will win for you.
So why is he not helping us then? Why is Donald Trump not helping the real Americans? I feel like Donald Trump is... I really like the man, don't get me wrong. And I'm not trying to attacking him or anything. But I feel like Donald Trump is not doing enough. His slogan is America first. But I feel like he's busy with almost every country in the world. But not with the Americans or with America. And also with Americans. He's busy with almost everyone in the world. Not America. And we have so many things to do in our own country. He shouldn't be busy with Pakistan, India, Venezuela, Thailand, Cambodia, Ukraine, Russia. You get the point. He should be busy with the United States. We have so much work to do here. So I'm getting a little bit annoyed by Donald Trump that he is not. He says a lot, he promised a lot, but he's not doing anything now. Once he has the power, and that's really frustrating.
That was the message of Trump 2015. He said the war in Iraq was a mistake. He said free trade and mass migration have taken all the jobs. Mexico took the jobs. China took the jobs. He said our politicians are corrupt, they're stupid, and that's why they screwed over the people. He said, and he would literally take the country and make it great again. That's the message that animated this movement. Here we are 10 years later, and those promises have been stolen from us. Those promises have been totally corrupted. Look at the situation we're in now. They cut $800 billion out of Medicaid to pay for corporate tax cuts. They're telling us we can't pay for your benefits, but we can give Israel $30 billion. We can continue giving Ukraine all this money. They ran on Drain the Swamp. Now they're covering for Jeffrey Epstein. It is in this context, which cannot be ignored, that Tucker Carlson and people like myself and many others, Dave Smith, Jake Shields, Dan Bilzerian, others, are saying, what the hell happened to America first? We hate to interrupt this conversation between Israelis and communist Jews about how we're going to divide up America, but what the about us? What about Americans? Hate to interrupt your little debate about whether we're going to give the money to Israel or whether we're going to give it to refugees and in the form of welfare reparations, but what about Americans? And it is in this context that we are being browbeaten now by shills taking $7,000 per post and foreign agents that get married in Israel, that marry Israelis, that identify as pro-Israel activists. And they are browbeating us and telling us, you hate Jews, you're obsessed with Jews, anti-Semitic tropes and canards and stereotypes. Here's a message everybody can get behind to the 2% that are holding our country hostage. It is not about you. You need to hear this message, courtesy of the 98%. It's not about you. Not everything is about you. The world does not turn on its axis around you. The world does not revolve around Israel. The world does not revolve around the Holocaust and anti-Semitic tropes. This is the United States of America, and we are done giving all of our money and all of our attention and all of our emotional bandwidth to you and your tragedies and your bitching and whining about Israel and the democracy in the Middle East and all this kind of stuff. Because you know what? America's a pretty tolerant country, and you guys are doing pretty good.
America is way too tolerant, if you ask me. And again, probably many people will disagree with what Nick is saying, or agree as well. Many people will agree as well. But we live in a country with freedom of speech. So I feel like, and this is also the reason why many people, like Nick just said it as well, like why Nick, Fuentes, but also don't forget Candace Owens, and Tucker Carlson, and Dan Bilzerian. These people are getting so much traction now. They're getting so popular because they say what many people think, but they're scared to talk about. And again, like you don't have to disagree with everything he says, but Nick can has his opinion because there's so many more people who think like this. It should be America first. We in the United States should care more about our own country, about the United States, instead of all these foreign countries. I'm getting so sick and tired of like wasting so much money, time and resources on almost every country in the world, but not on the United States. We pay taxes for our own country to grow, not to make other countries grow, alright? But anyway, correct me if I'm wrong. If you think that I say something wrong, feel free to debate me, feel free to correct me in the comments.
Jews are the wealthiest demographic in the United States. Nobody's getting cheated. You look at the top universities, and Jews are 2,000% overrepresented. They're the richest demographic per capita. They're overrepresented in the Senate, on the Supreme Court, on Wall Street, in the media. This country's been pretty good to you. What more can you ask for? Not everything is about you. And where's the gratitude? Where's the respect? Where's the noblesse oblige? This country has given you so much, but it's never enough. You have real American patriots that want nothing other than what's best for America, and you just can't resist. You browbeat us and call us anti-Semites, cry about Jew hatred because we don't want yet another war in the Middle East? Seriously? Where is the self-awareness? Where is the introspection for your own sake? Where's the honesty? But they just can't help themselves, can they? And so here's the solution. Heritage Foundation, I like what they said, but they're a part of the problem too. Did you know that Heritage Foundation created a project a couple of years ago? It's called Project Esther. Jews are right about this, that Heritage is doing activities contrary to this statement that was released today. The mission statement of Project Esther is to infiltrate the federal government and use terrorism laws, immigration laws, RICO, as well as every other law on the books to sanction and target and censor and disrupt anybody criticizing Israel. That's got to stop. That has to stop. Why don't you apply those resources against the left? Why don't you apply those resources against those that hate whites, those that hate Christians, those that hate America? So I like the statement that Heritage gave. I like the statements that people are making. But what needs to happen is that the institutions of the conservative movement must come to reflect the priorities of the people they represent. This battle is not over until every Republican staffer, every Republican representative, every White House official, every right-wing think tank is filled with personnel that are carrying out this agenda, which is America first, Christ is king, free speech, stopping mass migration might need to be said explicitly, So here's what I would like to see. I would like to see Gavin Wax fired from the White House. Why is Gavin Wax still working in the State Department? Conservatives are getting killed by the left. The left is shooting up Christian churches. And you've got somebody in the State Department that is betraying his fellow Republicans to them. He needs to be fired. And Heritage Foundation, you need to roll up the Esther Project. You're talking about a public-private partnership to abuse anti-terrorism, immigration, and RICO statutes to censor free speech. You need to roll that up. That's got to go. No more Project Esther. These types of policies have to be eradicated in the GOP. These are not consistent with America First, Christ is King, or free speech. And we cannot meaningfully be bullied by this 2% that seems to only care about themselves.
I completely, surprise, I completely agree with Nick on this one, but I feel like it's so hard and I feel like it's almost impossible. Like, don't get me wrong, but I feel like we have so much foreign influences in our country. We have so much foreign money coming into our country. So like all these real conservatives, they're also backed by like some foreign, let's say foreign influencers, some foreign donors, if you know what I mean. And they get so much money. Take a look, for example, at Turning Point USA. Just take a look at who their biggest donors are and it says already enough. As long as there are people who are loyal to another country, let's say for example in Israel, but they still live in the United States and they have so much money, they spend so much money on these organizations, and they are the biggest donors of the Conservative Party, or for example a Turning Point USA. As long as you have people like that, like very rich billionaires who still like support these kind of organizations, they will always have power and they will always make those organizations say whatever they want. And of course it will be pro-Israel because that's where they're also loyal to. So I feel like this is a very hard problem to solve, but I hope I am wrong on this one and maybe we can solve this someday. But I feel like it's already too late, if I'm being honest.
We're just not listening to them anymore. And here's my message to J.D. Vance. If he wants to be the president in 2028, you've got some choosing to do. Because right now you can have the Israel First money, or you can have the America First votes, but you can't have them both. Fortunately for you, it's votes that win elections, so it shouldn't be a difficult decision. But that's the next stage here. J.D. Vance was at Turning Point USA last night, and the Groypers were there in full force, and they said, how is it America First to support Israel? Why are you going against Thomas Massie? Why did you marry a Hindu? What is going on with Palantir? And Vance had to walk a very fine line, pandering to the Groypers, but not alienating the Israel First money. And nobody was really happy. When J.D. Vance said, here's our reason for attacking Thomas Massie, nobody clapped. Nobody liked that. And when J.D. Vance declined to forcefully condemn anti-Semitism, the Israel money was not happy either. And as time goes on, the Israel First money is going to demand that J.D. Vance swear allegiance to them and condemn the Groypers and condemn anti-Semitism. And I'm telling you this right now, and you need to be with me on this. You need to raise your right hand right now. If J.D. Vance condemns the Groypers, if J.D. Vance signals to the Israel First lobby that he is condemning the America First movement, then we will not vote for him, we will not support him, and as a matter of fact, we will show up in Iowa, and then New Hampshire, and then Nevada, and South Carolina to make sure that he never gets the nomination. That's the only way we can play this. Because the Israel First lobby and the $7,000 club, they are going to be on his ass. And they're going to be all over him, telling him, if you don't disavow them, if you don't tell us that you stand with us, we will not give you money. We will attack you. They're going to come for him hard. And there's going to be such a strong incentive for him to condemn America First.
Exactly. And again, I get the point Nick is trying to make, but this is also what I just tried to say just now. I think it's so hard because some of these people, they have so much money, and I won't have to explain you that if you have money, you have power. You can literally buy your own power. And as well, I just said the Conservative Party, excuse me, I meant the Republican Party. The Republican Party, and same goes for the Democratic Party. The Democrats and the Republicans, they are getting so much money from like some foreign countries, let's keep it like this, and as long as they get this, they will always have to give their power to them as well. People are not giving money for free to them. They are not the biggest donors are not giving money from, oh, here, I like you, here you have a couple hundred millions of dollars. No, they give money because they also want something back for it. And I feel like this is happening too much, and we can't stop this anymore. It's very sad to say, but I feel like we can never stop this. If we really want our power, if we want our country to be like ruled by our own power, our own people, then we should stop accepting any dollar of these kind of organizations, these kind of people who like give so much money to buy their own power. Excuse me again for my English, but I hope you get the point. Seriously, it's very important that so many people don't know about that. There's so many foreign influence in our country. It's insane in the government, in just the whole country. Insane.
And he might say, I condemn anti-Semitism, I condemn the Groypers, and he might have some reason for that. But we'll know what the message means. It's a signal. And the signal is, I'm with Israel first. Now, J.D. Vance, I'll tell you this. You don't like me, I don't like you. But if you cross that red line, I promise you, I swear to God, I will be there in Iowa with 10,000 Groypers, and we will be at every event. We will be at every event. And we will be doing events of our own, and we will be knocking on doors, and we will be spending money. I'll be raising money to do it. Many will do it for free. You think they're a pain in your ass? We'll be a bigger pain in your ass because there's more of us and we want it more. They have the clocks. We have the time. Cross that red line, we will be your worst enemy. Politically. Important to clarify. If you stay neutral, maybe we'll recuse ourselves. Maybe we'll stay out of it. No promises. But if you do something for us, if you do something for America first, maybe you'll get our votes. And maybe you'll get our support. And maybe that means nothing a year ago. Maybe it means something now. Maybe in a couple of years it'll mean a lot. This is how we engage in politics. People say we're never going to vote our way out of it. You're right. But we can use politics to our advantage. If we're united, if we're organized, if we have a coordinated message, if we make it clear, we will not tolerate any more concessions to Israel first.
Exactly. And again, like I'm almost speechless. Like the only thing I can say is Nick Fuentes for president. This man, we should save him at all costs because he really should run for president. Like for real, this man is so smart and he's still so young. Insane. But again, I'm also curious about your opinion. Do you agree with Nick? Do you disagree with Nick? Please share your opinion in the comments. Very important to say, I read all comments. So please share your opinion. If you like this video, please hit the like button. If you really like this video, consider subscribing. I would really appreciate it. And last but not least, guys, I wish you all the best. Have a wonderful day. And I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.